Hello everyone, welcome back to SAFC Fan TV. Today Sunderland took on Charlton Athletic at the Stadium at Light and unfortunately lost 2-1. Goals from unown goal, from Josh Scowen and a goal from Gilby, but Charlton turned it up before Josh Scowen, for us, was able to equalise half the deficit, I should say. Jack, I'll start with you first. Disappointing result, really, wasn't it, today?
Yeah, very disappointing. Played quite well in the first half. Still went in 1-0 down, and then another sloppy goal conceded, even more sloppy than the first one. Left us with a mountain to climb, and we did rally. We got the goal. I think it would have been unjust if I hadn't scored today, the amount of chances we had. But yeah, really, really frustrating when you look at the fact that Peterborough and Hull have both won as well. It kind of there's a bit of a gap opening up now to the teams above us, and it's a tough one to take.
It is, like you say, I thought we did right in the first half. We had especially a few good chances. Ben Amos pulling off two fantastic and one, I think, still decent save, really. I think White, two chances, White and then McFadden as well. Ben Amos kept them in the game. Really could have been 3-0 at half time if you look at it. 3-1 at half time if you look at it that way, really. Dino, disappointing, wasn't it, really, to lose today? I mean, one thing that really frustrated me was that we waited too long to make the changes. We waited over 15 minutes again. It should have been done earlier for me.
I mean, you can look at it the way you want. I mean, people will complain if he makes the changes at straight from half time or 10 minutes or 50. People will still complain. I mean, as long as he makes the changes and tries to change the game, but when he made the changes, we conceded. Mm-hmm. And yeah, you can say, the team was unsettled, but it come from a throw-in. You should be ready for a throw-in to come in, for someone to flick it on the box. I mean, their goal, Gilly, he left Gooch. Gooch just stopped following him when he got the edge of the box, which I didn't understand. Gilly took a shot. He miskicked it, but it still fell to him. He had two shots in the box unchallenged. I mean, that shouldn't happen. If you look at this, with them hit the post twice. I mean, Stockley hit the post, and then Luke O'Nien hit the post when it came off his shoulder. So we had a little bit luck go our way as well, if you put it that way. So Amos kept them in it, but we had a bit luck on our side with them hitting the post. But it's very disappointing, and I mean, I think that stops automatics for me.
Jack, Dino's touched on the second goal there, but the first goal, I just want to go through it. I mean, there's a bit of a debate going, was it Burge or Scowen's fault? I mean, personally, I think with Scowen, of course, he should do better in that situation, but it's one of them things where he's just caught the ball wrong, and these things do happen. But I think a lot of people seem to think Burge should have done more. But one thing I think that hasn't been mentioned much as well, but previously to the corner that the goal was scored from, they just came through our midfield completely unchallenged again.
Yeah, it was sloppy all around. The fact that I touched on it earlier as well, Jack. I thought we gave away a lot of silly free kicks and silly corners, and particularly when Charlton showed that they were good from set pieces early on. You know, they've got Stockley, they've got the two centre halves, they've got one or two others. They were very good at attacking the ball with the head, and we played right into their hands. We gave silly free kicks away and gave them the opportunity to put us under pressure. And then the corner comes in for the first goal. Yes, there was somebody who quite cleverly, I think it was Charlie White, that blocked off or pulled down. I don't know. Someone went down. But then there was a free header. The lad runs in, gets a free header in. Yes, the keeper should do better. Yes, Scowen should do better. But it was just sloppy. And then to compound it, conceded even more sloppy goal from the second half, as Dino touched on it, from a throw-in. It's schoolboy things, you know what I mean, boys? If you want to go up at this level, whether at any level you want to get promoted, you can't be conceding sloppy goals like that from a throw-in. He waltzes in, doesn't even have to sprint or do anything, just basically jogs into our box and slots to pass the keeper easy as you like. And I think it was the fact that we didn't get all the subs on earlier is down to Lee Johnson. I think it did need to be changed, but when we did bring them on, we'd say bring two on at once and then two on into 30 seconds later. And it was like, we were bringing that many on. We didn't know who was coming off and who was going where. And Charlton took advantage of that lack of concentration, really, and it took the game away from us.
Yeah, definitely a lack of concentration for their second goal above anything else. I mean, I was disappointed that we waited so long. It was clear 5 minutes after the first half that we hadn't picked up the performance. I do get the kind of argument of, let the lads have a little bit of extra time after the first half to see if they can pick things up, if they can change things that were going wrong. But that didn't really seem to happen. And I mean, that's why we should have made the changes earlier. But Dino, just to touch on the opposition, Jack kind of mentioned them a little bit there, but they're now 7th. There's that just outside the playoffs, but they gave us a good game today, and they were strong, weren't they?
Yeah, they're strong, but that's not the Charlton of the first season when we played them. I mean, this is a weakened Charlton, and apparently this is a great Sunderland side who are going for the top two. I mean, like the game was there for the taking. We had the chances. I mean, Charlie Wyke, he's had a great season, but a one-on-one, yeah, you could say it was great save by Ben Amos, but you should be putting that in the back of the net. It's a one-on-one. And a striker who's got 27 goals should be putting that away every single day of the week. If that was Charlie Wyke from the first season, I would expect him to miss because that was Charlie Wyke in his first season. But this season, you expect him to put that away, and he didn't. And Ben Amos made some terrific saves, and it's quite hard. This one's really hard to take, to be fair.
It is. I think with us going undefeated for so long, to lose like that, it really was disappointing. And Dino mentioned it there, but the chances we had in the first half, Charlie Wyke getting through one-on-one really early on. Then there was another one where the ball went in the box, and I think that one you've just got to take your hat off to Ben Amos, that second chance. I think there was a cross came in, someone headed it, and it was, barely a moment later, Ben Amos had stuck his hand up and saved it. And then the third one, Callum McFadden had a shot across the goal. Do you think any of them should have went in, really? It was a great saves, but do you think any of them we should be looking at going, nah, we should have put that one in?
Yeah, I think particularly not so much the third one from McLaughlin, but particularly the first two. When Charlie White goes through, he hasn't been in form, but you expect him to score. I think he did do well, Amos, in terms of how slowly went down. A lot of keepers might have gone down earlier and made it easier for Wyke, so credit to him on that. But I agree with Dino, when your striker goes through like that, he has to be hitting the back of the net. I thought he could have took it round him. He could have maybe possibly gone round him or gone low. He gave the keeper the best chance by hitting it at a nice height for him. I mean, Amos didn't go down early, but White didn't help himself with the height. He hit it at either go really high or go low. He didn't really do either. It was a nice height for the keeper. And then the second one was a good jump. Credit him for that. It was an excellent jump, the way he got the spring and the reflexes to save it. But just touching on the delivery at the box, I thought one of the things that let us down today was our deliveries. I can only think of McGeady's cross for that one where the keeper saved it. I've just touched on with the reflexes. That was a good delivery. But other than that, I can't really recall too many times when we got in a good position today, be it on the right side or on the left side, that we put in a good delivery, which put them under pressure. I thought it was sloppy a lot of the time. Jordan Jones did it 2 or 3 times when he come on. He got in a decent position and played a poor ball, really. And not just him, I'm digging him out. We had others as well. But yeah, our delivery at the box, which has been quite good this season, and has probably given Charlie White as many chances as he's had to score the goals, let us down big style today, I thought.
Jack, spot on. I think especially towards the end of the game when there's crosses going in and you're relying on them being quality deliveries for Stewart or Wyke or someone to get on the end of, but they were either getting overhit or they're going too close to keep. And there was one from a corner and Amos caught the ball and there was literally no one and no Sunderland players anywhere near him. There was one, I think it was from Jordan Jones. He cut in from the left, put a cross in on his right, and it was just too high. No player in the world, Cristiano Ronaldo's not going to get that. Peter Crouch wouldn't head that in. It was just too high, and I think that was the story towards the end of the game. Lads, obviously, is not a lot of negatives to take, but are there any positives to take? Could you maybe think of a man of the match?
Man of the match? I mean, I would give it to Ben Amos. Yeah. I really would. I mean, no one on our team really stood out. Not really. I mean, it was just one of them games where you had to win, and like when you get beat, you can't take positives because it's this tight at the end of the season. I mean, you can't take a positive from a 2-1 loss at this stage of the season. You can't make the excuses as the lads are just getting up and running. This has been week in, week out now, playing 2 games a week and everything, and I just find it hard to take. I'm finding it really hard to take this because it's Charlton. It's Charlton again. Charlton.
Yeah, Jack, I can see you nodding your head in agreement there. Are there any positives we can take from this today?
Not really, not in terms of the result, lads. It's the worst thing that could have possibly happened. Peterborough and Hull have won their games and we've lost ours. I know Tuesday night, it's massive now, win or bust for me on Tuesday night. I know, one or two have written it off already. I think if we don't go and win Tuesday night, it's gone. The gap's too big. If we win, we narrow the gap back down to 2 points and we're still in the frame. It is out of our hands now, which is not good because, even if we win our games now with the other teams win, if Peterborough and Hull win their games, it's out of our hands. We're relying on other teams doing us favours. So not in terms of the result, in terms of performance, can we take some positives? Yeah, I think first half we were open, we created plenty of chances. Combination of good goalkeeping and poor finishing meant that we didn't get the goal in the first half. So yeah, you can take it going forward, but I was really disappointed with us at the back today. The 2 goals we conceded were really sloppy and uncharacteristic for us, lads. I mean, you think of us over the past few months, we've been pretty solid at the back, haven't conceded many at all. We've ground out a lot of 1-0 wins and 2-0 wins. In the last couple of games, it feels like, particularly Peterborough, we maybe got fortunate. with only conceding one. I thought Lee Burge pulled off some good saves, but today we were really, really sloppy, and yeah, it's cost us in the end.
Yeah, well, one thing's certain: 7 World Cup finals to go, one of which is Hull. And if we'll have any chance of winning, I think we've got to really back ourselves to win in every single one of those games, especially against Hull. Tuesday night is massive. Every game is now massive till the end of the season. But lads, I'd like to thank you both for joining us. I'd like to thank everyone for watching as well. Everyone who tuned in to our watch along, everyone who left a like. If you have enjoyed the review, please do drop us a like. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. But from myself, Jack Dodds, from Jack Shields, and from Dino, thank you to everyone who's there for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow for the Sunday Bunch. Bye bye.